First of all, you don't know me.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, drama girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, homies.
Guys, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it.
Did you cry through the whole episode? Because I did.
No.
I did.
It's not that I wasn't feeling super sentimental. There were a couple of definite moments, but I just came from a therapy retreat, so I've cried a lot this week. I think my body's probably
You're
just
cried
empty.
out. That's actually pretty great. I was actually watching it. I was in transit, so I was watching it on my phone. And so I was voice noting my notes instead of writing them down. So every time I tried to talk about something, I'd be like, and then Logan said, damn it. And I kept crying because I was trying to talk about it to myself. Mm-hmm. It was very embarrassing.
Okay, well, with no further ado, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get into it.
Oh, God, okay.
Gang, you know what we're up to today. It's Season 9, Episode 13, appropriately titled One Tree Hill. Aired April 4th, 2012. Synopsis reads, in the final chapter of One Tree Hill, the 10th anniversary of Trick brings old faces and new possibilities for the Tree Hill family. To celebrate the 10th anniversary, they host a concert at Trick that includes Gavin DeGraw, Joy Lenz, and Tyler Hilton.
Hey.
Julian buys Brooke's childhood home for them to live in. Nathan and Haley celebrate their 10th wedding anniversary, and Clay and Quinn get married and legally become parents. In the fastest, least paperwork intensive wedding / adoption process of all time.
Wouldn't it be so nice if it was that easy? You just walk into the courthouse and you're like, listen, this kid's mine, so we're just going to sign some papers. And also, can we just get married real quick? Thanks.
There was just a lovely person like Beven there to be like, yeah, could you just sign your name twice?
Yeah.
It's good enough for us.
Also, I love that Beven married you guys.
Oh, so good.
What a perfect end.
Yes, which brings me to one of my questions, because obviously she had appeared on the show before this. She was in high school with y'all, right?
Yeah, many times. I mean, she was like was she officially a regular or was she recurring?
I think she became recurring. She was one of our featured extras in the early seasons because Beven was on the cheer squad with Brooke and Peyton. Yeah. And then Haley joined. And so the cheerleaders really became part of our storyline. And Beven's just so funny that she then became, an actor on the show. They would actually write dialogue for her and whatnot. Yeah. And I think eventually she became a recurring character. But once we do the skip ahead, she's not really in the show. And then she appears in a bit that, will not shock you, Rob, where our writers were being very mean to one of our castmates. And they had Beven's character and his character get married. And then, of course, in this episode, they had to take a dig and be like, I really hated my husband. I was like, okay. But Beven's so funny that at least I'm happy that she got, she got a great joke out of it.
I actually don't remember what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So in high school, Joy, you'll remember, Tim and Nathan were like best friends and troublemakers. Tim played by Brett Claywell. Yeah. And then in later seasons, you find out, I believe it's during the whole Brooke and Julian prepping for the wedding because I'm doing like the registry thing. And Beven works at the store and we find out Beven married Tim and that they named their son Nathan.
I completely missed that. I don't know was I not there for that episode or something?
You might not have been.
Okay.
And so that's why it's like a bummer because, Brett is such a sweet human. And by the way, for our friends at home, he's done so much of the amazing fundraiser work for the show. And with James, when they do the basketball fundraisers and stuff, Brett always helps to run that. Yeah. But for some reason, the character of Tim became kind of a punching bag. So I literally have in my notes, I'm like, God, I hate the joke for him, but I love the joke for Beven because she just delivers it so perfectly.
She does. I loved seeing her. It was such a surprise.
Yeah, it was so nice.
She was wonderful. And I thought, though, it was real cheeky of us to give Quinn a line of going, Beven? Yeah, we went to high school together. And I'm like, these fans know better than that. How dare you try to retcon this? Because every single fan watching is going, you weren't there, Quinn.
You weren't there, babe.
You weren't there.
No.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
So funny. Oh, there's so much. I mean, I don't even know exactly where to start except the beginning, which is just everybody at Trick, which was so fun. But also, I got a little thrown off by the timeline of this episode because we kept bouncing back and forth between Trick and then we were out of Trick in daily life in different outfits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth.
It was an interesting sort of non-linear choice. And I had a moment, I wonder if you guys did, when we were going to Karen's Cafe in the midst of the concert, granted, but in my brain, I was like, oh, this is so cute. We're doing an after hours
That's what I
at
thought.
Karen's, but then I realized we were all in different clothes.
Yeah.
So we weren't. So it was 2 nights. I don't know. The timeline made no sense, but the episode was so nostalgic and sweet that I loved it anyway.
Yes, loved it. We all had several different outfits and then we kept going back to Trick in the same outfit. And so I was a little thrown.
Yeah.
It was nice to see all of you watching former or younger versions of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that.
I did too.
That was a good touch.
I had a hard time starting this episode. I felt like every time every shot, the river chord, I had to pause it for a second because I was like, oh, I just want to soak this in. And I kept imagining all of the fans at that time sitting down in 2012 and getting together to sit down and watch the finale and how it would have felt to them to see the river chord and see young Nathan playing basketball. And then it was really smart for them to do this. I was going to say sliding doors, but that's not exactly the right thing. But where the older self and the younger self are in the room together. All of us looked exactly the same, by the way.
I know.
Didn't age a day. It was great.
I know.
But I liked that a lot, that device.
I did too. And I really liked as well, it was interesting that they chose to open it on that really, really high up, wide drone shot of the Cape Fear River over the bridge. You know, it was so pulled back from what we normally do that I was like, oh my God, they're making this choice of like, we're going to come in to this little town where we've all spent this time, but we'll start so far out. It's almost like in science class, you know, when they would start on the planet and then start to zoom in and eventually you wind up in New York and like, there's the people on, you know, that video where they're like on the blanket in Central Park. It did something to me right away where I was like, oh, we're really starting wide and we're going to come in and remind ourselves that we've spent 10 years in this little place together and that it's just a little place like any other little place in the country and maybe in the world. And I don't know, it just made me feel so emotional. And then James's voiceover about, you know, it's the oldest story in the world. And then it gets to that line, some days today. Oh man, I'm already crying. Woo. Yeah, that one, that really got me.
Well, I can't lip sync.
Well, let's back up before you poke fun at yourself. The shot of you, the low angle shot of you on stage, looking like a freaking badass, Joy.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
That shot happened. I was like, I gotta pause it to write this down because you looked like a fucking star, man. It was cool as hell. Yeah, I was also confused because I was like, okay, wait, are we showing time has passed because Joy's hair looks shorter? Or is this one of those moments where like Joy just decided to cut her hair this week? Or is it just like tucked in the back? So I spent a lot of time focusing on your hair for that song.
It was like pinned up, right?
It was tucked. It was in fact a tuck up. Yep. That was cute. I did really love, objectively, I loved the way they shot that. I thought it looked super cool. It was really fun to see. That's so fun. It's like, you know, little Joy, always imagining myself being on stage, singing songs and being in a band and to sort of sit back and see that part of my imagination come to life. That's really fun.
It's so special.
I do really have always struggled with lip syncing. And I was watching this episode and like, Tyler did it, Gavin did it. It was always great. And then mine are always like slightly delayed. And I never know why. And it's not just that song. It's like every song I've ever done the episode. And I can't, it's like a long standing mystery in my life why I can't seem to lip sync exactly on the tempo.
Well, and for our friends at home who are like, what do you mean you sing these songs? You know, because we have to shoot these concert scenes, you have to shoot that same song from 10 different angles over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So they play the track you've recorded so that it's really seamless in terms of the edit, from the wide shots to the close-ups. They need it all to match. And if you were singing live, you might go longer on a note or have a riff or something. But for you as an artist, it's got to be so weird because you're like, this is literally my song. And for some reason, I can't sing along to it.
So that song actually was Patty Griffin's, but I did record it.
Well,
same difference.
But that's what I mean. You did it.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I have never once watched you sing on this show and thought like, oh, she's off. Like, so
Really?
I think that's just you. Yeah. I think that's you just being too close to it to be able to see it objectively. Cause literally I've never once, and I'm normally like a stickler for little things. I've never once watched you and been like, oh.
Oh, that's funny. Well, all the performances in this episode, that was one of the things I really loved about this, that they brought this element of music that we had threaded throughout the entire show, and they really packed it all in at the end. Oh my gosh. Tyler's song.
My favorite song ever.
I'm dead.
He crushed. You know, one of the things I really love too, before we move on from the beginning device, there was something so cool about the choice to see high school us and then grown up us and where everyone is, right? Like Nathan watching himself play basketball and then being this retired professional athlete, us watching Haley literally like reading and in her Tudor girl era, and then cutting to you as a rock star. And there was kind of a little double entendre that I loved, even in the Brooke and Julian moment. Like Brooke finally had this moment of self-worth and agency in high school when she ran for class president. And then it cuts to the high school set and she's watching Julian directing. And that phrase we've all heard 1,000 times on set when a director says, cut, we got it, let's move on. And he says, let's move on. And I literally burst into tears on set because I was like, I'm not ready for this. And I saw it in the take. And it's happening to me even now. And there was something just so cool about the then and now. And to Rob's point, your then and now, that upshot of you, just like with the lights and the music and I was like, this is the payoff I've wanted for every single one of these characters. And the payoff felt like it came again and again and again and again through the whole episode. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's everyone got hero moments. Series finales are so hard, much like a pilot. It is so hard to do a good pilot, and it is even harder to, I think, do a widely liked series finale.
Yes.
And I think we did an exceptional job, because it was sort of like I was watching it going, okay, what is the word I'm looking for? And the best thing I could come up with, it's happy ending porn. Where it was just like happy ending after happy
Sophia
ending.
just did a spit take with her coffee. That's amazing.
That was the wrong moment to take a sip.
But like, don't you feel me? Every single scene was someone getting another win and getting something that they've been fighting for, or something that they deserved. Like there was no fat on the episode. Every single beat was a gift to the character and to the fans, from start to finish.
It also didn't feel like an ending that, maybe I should save this for the end, but it just didn't feel like an ending that was final, where so many series finales, it's like they're letting you know, we really are closing this out. But I think the brilliance of that is it kind of keeps people coming back because it doesn't feel so completely final.
Yes. It almost felt like you were just seeing us entering into what comes next.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which we had done so many times before.
Yes.
Yeah, there was no goodbyes. It was instead it was the expansion of our worlds, like seeing our kids a little bigger, seeing us transition. All of a sudden, Baker Man is across from Karen's Cafe, rather than kind of, like a series finale is usually like, they get off the island, they caught the bad guy. In this case, it was just like, hey man, their world is great and it's getting bigger. See you soon.
Mm-hmm. Just so cool. And what I loved, to your point, Rob, the hero moments that kept coming, it also felt like we've had moments in episodes where we're reflecting and saying, gosh, the writing could have been better there. They could have called up any memory or any experience.
Yeah.
Every single scene felt like it called up an extra detail. Even Joy, you and I hosting the night at Trick. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Hi, Haley. Aww. That never gets old. Hi, everybody. Hi, Brooke. Oh, it never gets old. Our cafe, this thing that we've built, every little beat that every person had, even watching, Mills and Skills in the morning and Mouth launching his new show, and then Skills repeating Jimmy's catchphrase on the air, not just on the river court. Every single moment acknowledged something, or you got to see something that maybe you hadn't thought about in a while. Even, the four of us walking into Karen's, and Skills has all the kids on the roof throwing water balloons at us. And you're like, oh my God, all these moments of our children, getting these torches passed to them. You're right. It's not a single bit of fat. Every single thing gave you a reward. The whole episode felt like a treat.
I want to know what it felt like for you walking into Peyton's bedroom again.
Oof.
I feel like I could see it on screen, but I wasn't sure if you told them I don't want to go in there, just roll and I'll go in there for the first time. You know how sometimes if you're the emotion's going to hit and I want us to catch it, or if you did your rehearsals and it still just was so emotional. I don't know. How did that feel?
Yeah. It's really interesting because watching the episode, I got teary every other minute. Talking about it with you guys, it's happening to me. And that was really my experience every day on set during the finale. I just couldn't stop crying. Even when we do the close-ups of us at Jamie's basketball game, now that Jamie's a teenager and we're watching him at Tree Hill High, I don't know if you caught, we're all in slow-mo, we're clapping, and one of my eyes literally is doing this because I'm trying not to cry. Because they were like, Sophia, you cannot keep crying in every single scene. You have to stop. You're at a basketball game. You're supposed to be happy. I just couldn't control my emotions during that whole episode. And the hallway scene for us, walking up to the set of Brooke's house and the red door with Julian, walking into Peyton's room, it really felt like this very special, the magic of a Christmas Story almost tour down memory lane. And what was really special for me about going into her room was, and we've all talked about this, there were times when we all finally figured out what was happening kind of in the undercurrent of our show. But there had also been times where we all lost each other a bit because we didn't yet know. Yeah. We listened to the grown-ups and then sort of isolated. And we were at a point near the end of season 9 when Hilarie and I had uncovered so many things and rebuilt a friendship that felt like it had been stolen from us for a time. And, some of the stuff we all figured out by then, we have every right to be angry about. What hit me walking in there as Julian's creating the world of Lucas's novel was, we're finally actually gonna honor her. We're not gonna hear that they asked Peyton to come to Brooke and Julian's wedding and that Hilarie turned us down. And then years later, she was like, nobody ever asked me. Right. They didn't invite me back. They invited Chad back even at a time, but they didn't invite her back. I remember in muscle memory how it felt to walk in there and touch all those things and to be talking as Brooke about all the memories she and Peyton had made in that room. But we all made so many memories in that room.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes we ever shot was you, me, and Hilarie in that bed talking about surviving things together. And so walking in there, I was like, that character and what she meant to our show and what she meant to Brooke and what she meant to Haley, we deserve this moment. We deserve a way to honor our people. And I was so proud that we got that. And it was cool to see it on camera because, I don't know, everything in the episode felt meaningful to our characters, but also meaningful to us as actors. And that was one more of those things that felt both character driven and real.
before we get off the opening, which was so beautifully and well done, I got to say, I loved how we went. So it's like we're setting this tone of like, it's nostalgia, it's good feels. And now here's Chris Keller in a stupid beard talking about being on the lam. It was a great way of being like, hey, we're going to pull at your heartstrings, but we're also going to give you the funnies we like because here comes Keller on the lam. On
the heels of Bigfoot, Haley being like, I still can find Bigfoot. And there he is with this giant beard.
And just Tyler is so good at playing a buffoon and a somehow charming Lothario. Like he's another one of those just Teflon, man. He gets material that if you saw on the page, you'd be like, oof. All right, how am I going to sell this? And he just turns it into gold because it's obviously he's playing such a high level of stupid at the opening of this episode. And it's so freaking funny. Yeah. And then kudos to the writing. We get to see also him being a good actor and seeing that Chris Keller has depth when he turns down the A&R woman, and then he gets honest with Haley and he's like, because I don't know. He gets vulnerable. Yeah. And so it was just great though at the opening to be like, hey, we're not just going to give you feels. We're also going to give you the funnies and everything you've come to like about this show. And I thought that was a great.
And to your point, the funny of how hard he commits to the bit then was added to by everyone being like, how was tour? Thought you were on tour. And he's just like, nobody calls me. Nobody misses me. Like, what the man.
And when he takes off his glasses and the beard comes off with the glasses.
Yes.
I died.
Yes.
It was so good.
He was left with just that stringy, gross mustache.
Oh, so funny.
Perfect.
He's such a star. His performance was so unreal. I loved that. And also that we get to see Chris Keller is actually a real professional. Like he's goofy and wild and makes bizarre choices in his life. And he's a mess, but he is a consummate professional. He knows exactly. I mean, that's why he's become successful. And man, that was just so compelling. I was glued to the TV every second he was on it.
Dude, confidence and talent are a sexy combination.
Sexy.
Yeah.
And the way he just turned it on and the confidence was at a 10 and then he just owns the stage and the fact that he's even kind of breaking the fourth wall by playing to the camera as much as he is.
Yeah.
But it's so good that you just don't care.
And the way Pete Kowalski shot it, getting in close and hands reaching for him. And even the fact that they had him look up over the mic. I mean, he looked like Elvis. And, obviously he played Elvis in Walk the Line. But like, he leaned into that really sexy, classic, like rockabilly rock star thing.
Which is so funny because he's so goofy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to see him go from the mustache guy to like the hot rock and roll guy saying words I shan't repeat that are, in his song. I was like, I actually kind of can't look at you. Like I'm uncomfortable with how sexy you are all of a sudden.
Why do I have these feelings right now?
I was like, this is weird for me.
Yeah, my crush on Tyler got even bigger watching this.
He's a magician and a star.
Yeah. I mean, man, everyone, like there was just no weak performance. Like everyone got gifts in the writing, and then everyone did the writing a service by really playing it beautifully.
Yeah.
No one was reaching too hard. And it was that perfect combo of just good writing and good subtle performance. And it all sang.
Your storyline with Chantel and Pierce are just so unbelievable to me. The way that you guys all played off of each other and the ease with which you navigated that storyline. But when he calls her mom,
burst into tears.
The look on her face. And they just sat there with the camera. They didn't go away from it. They let us as an audience just sit there and feel it with her. That was amazing.
I loved that we got to sit there with her, not only to watch that hit her so beautifully, but they let it linger and we got to hear her voiceover talking about, essentially, I'll paraphrase because I didn't write the exact line down, but the plans don't really matter when the right life happens to you. And it was just so special to see it. And, I don't know, that really, really got me.
And kudos again to the writing that they had her on a phone call, voicemail with Haley, discussing the wedding she thought she wanted.
Exactly.
And then she heard him call her mom, and she suddenly realized what was important to her.
Yeah.
And so that we got to witness that moment from start to finish was so beautiful. And like they said, that's what you do. If like you have a good actor, just trust them, give them a moment. Yeah. And we'll see it, you know, and there's nothing scripted for her there. That's just her reacting and playing it beautifully. But, that was so good. I mean, and then even like earlier on when Logan says to Clay, like, you're already my dad.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Like, you guys just broke my heart in all the best ways. Yeah. I loved seeing this for Clay. I loved seeing this. I loved seeing you, Rob, just being free to finally drop into some moments that weren't extraordinarily crazy and trying to make it work, but like actually you just got to be there and do what you do best. On camera. Just the nuance, the connection with another person where you're not also burdened with trying to make some extraordinary crazy thing work on the page, you know, which you always do, and I feel like we always did that, but there's a credit to all of us that we kind of had to learn how to figure that out. But there's some kind of magic that happens when we're not trying to make something strange work and we actually just get to drop into who we are. Yes. Oh, I felt it so much with you.
It's so lovely.
This episode was like all of my favorite stuff of Clay. I mean, it was the friendship and love between Clay and Quinn. And it was the humor. I mean, one of my favorite lines from the episode is when Quinn says to Logan, when they're waiting for, it's like an hour, like lunch break or something that Beven has to take. And so they're waiting around and Quinn goes, hey, do you want to help me plan my wedding? And he says, yeah. And Clay's like, oh, no, he doesn't. And then he leans down and he goes, oh, Fugue Logan wants to sneak into court and watch crackheads get sentenced. I was like, that is such a good line. It's the perfect amount of dark.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. Like, that's the stuff, man.
That's it. Because that's what Clay would have said. Yes. You know, this kid's clearly been dealing with a lot anyway. He can handle a weird, dark joke.
Yeah. And he's been a dad for like 7 days. Okay. At this point, maybe like 35 days. So he still doesn't know the boundaries of like what's appropriate. Not at all. So I was like, that was such a perfect moment of like, he's still figuring it out, but it's just ruthlessly funny.
I also loved that they gave you those moments. You got to tee up the humor with Logan for his emotional reality to gut punch the whole audience. In the scene where you're talking about how you want to be his dad, and, you know, you just said, he says to you, well, you're already my dad. Like, the fact that you're being awkward and you guys make the whole duck joke and Quinn has to be like, okay, hold on, like, bring it back to center. You know, the joke about the fugue state and the wedding and the whole thing makes him calling her mom. I mean, it like, you're looking left and it comes from the right. It's a double surprise. And so it's not only so fun to see you, to Joy's point, do what you do best and be able to just be a phenomenal actor who doesn't have to jump a shark or do exposition or whatever. Yeah. But they also play to your strengths in this episode so well because they let you be who you are, Rob, who is the guy who literally always tees up the best joke. And it just gave the three of you a dynamic that was so enjoyable to watch.
Oh, thanks, friend. Yeah, I loved all that stuff. And just before we move on, I want to say I loved that Beven was in the final scene with us. Yeah. And the only thing I found myself wanting, because as soon as I saw her and Skills standing close to each other, I was like, yes, are we going to tease it?
They're
Can
back.
we please tease it?
Yes.
Oh,
wait, that was the implication, I thought.
Yes, because Rob, you don't know this, but they have a thing in high school.
What?
Yes. So that's the callback. You haven't seen it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Being at the game together for all of us who've, seen all 9 years, we're like, oh my God, Skills and Beven are back.
That's incredible because I don't know any of that. And I watched it. And for some reason, I found myself rooting for the two of them.
Yes.
Like, am I going to see like a handhold here?
They
What's
have
about to
such
happen?
good chemistry. Like truly in real life, Beven and Antoine were so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
You know, acting together like they were a couple on the show. So yes, you're spot on.
I can't wait till you find out the other people that Skills is with.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay, I'm when I was watching the thing with Mouth, I see him get this check. It's this $500,000 check.
Yes.
And I missed, I don't know, I was crinkling paper or something. I don't know. I missed when he said who the check was from, but I didn't rewind it because I thought, oh, they'll just say it again. And then they never did. Who sent Mouth the check?
Dan Scott.
What?
Dan left him $500,000. And all it said was what you do matters.
Did Dan send money to his kids too? Or was it he just like gave his whole fortune to Mouth?
No, I mean, if he did, it's off screen that we never find out as an audience member. But here's my one question is, who is Edward Scott like Dan's proper name, or is that a different character?
Jimmy Edwards and Keith Scott. So he's doing the Edwards Scott Scholarship.
Gotcha. Okay, sure. For the two people who passed.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoa, Dan sent Mouth $500,000.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And one of the things I loved, because it came in so many portions of the story, you know, Joy, your voiceover at the end when we're all doing bits of the ending monologue talks about ambition and integrity. And Mouth is trying to figure out earlier in the episode why Dan left him the money of everyone. And he says, you know, he told me it mattered that I wouldn't cover these horrible rumors about Nathan, you know, getting this other woman pregnant at the time. He wouldn't do the story. And Antoine is saying to him when they're all talking about it, he did this because you did the right thing. So Mouth's whole storyline here is about integrity and what a gorgeous action to take. You know, $500,000 would change your life, right? But Mouth doesn't say, let me buy $1,000,000 a house. He's like, let me start a scholarship and honor the two people who also did things that mattered and tell more and like tell more of their stories, you know, really great.
Also, how just awesome that the person to acknowledge and reward integrity is the character who probably has lacked it the most often.
Point.
Yes.
Wow. At what point did Dan decide to call his lawyer and add that into his will before he died? Or is that something he had set up?
I have a theory.
Oh, what?
Do you remember when Mouth brings clues to Dan on the soundstage?
Mm-hmm.
Before Dan and Julian and Chris Keller really go full Mission Impossible, Mouth brings clues.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I think in my head, if Dan is setting up, you know, his estate, what's left of it.
Which he would have wanted to do knowing he was walking into a situation where he very well could die.
Yes. You know, knowing that, he was going to sacrifice himself for his son if it came to that. I almost wonder if that was kind of like the last T he crossed in that timeline from that trailer on the soundstage.
Mouth's arc was integrity the whole time, actually, as far as I'm thinking, this entire time on the show. Yeah. That's his whole arc.
Yeah. I feel like we've called him the moral compass of the show so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not at the first half of season 9, but the rest of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great. That was a twist. Also, just what a nice way to have Dan be a part of this episode with this last act of kindness.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Someone who decided to change their legacy, you know, who decided to leave it differently in the final hour. It's such a beautiful reflection on redemption without, you know, beating you over the head with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like a nice little glimmer.
Yeah. And there's a lot of themes of legacy in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though it's almost like Dan's reckoning of realizing that he fell short of where he wanted to end up, but his efforts could be continued on through investing in the right person.
Yep.
So it's like maybe his contribution to the world was net negative, but he was trying to right it by supporting someone who could reverse that.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
Awesome.
Far less noble and honorable. Let's talk about Sweet Sweet Chase's storyline.
I was just going to say Chase. Okay, wait. First, you slapping him in the bar was so perfect. It was
Incredible.
so perfect.
Dude, I didn't realize how funny grown men slapping each other is.
It's excellent.
Until I saw it back to back in this scene. And I was like, I did not realize this was a well. That
it's
is so
hilarious.
rich.
The fact that they shot that and they stayed over your shoulder, instead of looking at your face and getting your reaction on your face, you see him pour the drink, you take a sip, and as you take a sip, it hits your lips and they go behind your shoulder, and they just see your arm come out of nowhere and smack him in the face.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny. And obviously, the Chase storyline isn't as substantive, but I love that we still included it nonetheless because we gotta have him be a part of it. And it also it added that sort of necessary component of levity because there was so much heartfelt storytelling happening.
Yeah,
and I loved the moment. Listen, the slapping is probably my favorite, but a close second is when Chris and Chase have decided they want to spy on the twins.
Yeah.
And they do the most just schoolboy move of you stand on my shoulders and look in the window, which, again, a super creepy move. But we have two charming, likable guys doing it. So you kind of let it slide.
Yeah.
But I love that Chris is like, what are they doing? And Chase goes, they're watching a movie. And he goes, oh, which one? And there's a beat and Steven plays it perfectly where you see him see what movie it is. And it registers, and he has this little smile, and he goes, it's The Notebook.
Aw, wait, they're sweet.
Yeah, the dudes peeping on the girls through a window are also sweethearts.
Yeah, he loves the sweet movie. And I also love that he's like, they're watching The Notebook, and he's so touched, and he's like, they're crying. And then they're girls. They're girly girls. It's like the revelations just keep coming.
Oh my gosh. I know. That was really
funny.
I mean, I was grateful at least we got to see these girls. I've hated this twin storyline the whole time. It just feels very objectifying. I don't like it. But seeing the girls have an emotional reaction to something rather than being exactly what they were joking about, like they're either robots or they're what was the other thing they said? Angels? Robots or angels? God, can we get a more archaic stereotype going? At least they acknowledged it. But then we got to see, these girls have something. There's some real depth there. Even for a moment, it felt like the little piece of redemption I needed to make it okay.
The way that they flee the scene, specifically Steven's jump over the bush. I remember being there this day, and he was like, hey, watch this. I'm gonna full-blown dolphin on this next take. And I was like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
And he was like, watch. And now go back and watch it, and you will see any normal person, if you are leaping over something, your hands would be up in the air ahead of you, to protect yourself. No. When he dolphins, those hands stay firmly at his side on his hips. And so he is truly like a fish out of water.
Oh my God.
So if you go back and watch it, it is the most, I laughed out loud because I remembered this moment. I was like, oh shit, this is when he dolphined. And if you watch it, it's the stupidest. And as a result, the funniest dive. Lovely to see Brooke getting the family she has wanted for so long.
Oh man, that did make me emotional. Watching you guys all with the champagne and then click the button and the sales started going and Mom, Dad, and Julian and you, and it's all finally.
Yeah, and it all shifts. And it was really interesting because I remember how special it felt. I remember how nice it was to have this button with Daphne and Richard and Austin, and how full circle it comes. And the two things I'd forgotten that were so touching to me watching it was our conversation, Joy, when you're like, no matter how long it took, you finally got the thing you always should have had.
Yeah.
Your parents are finally acting like your parents. Things are finally working out. And then when it cuts ahead and Julian has brought Brooke home, standing in that house, I remember that day, how surreal it was to be in there, how lovely and generous the family who actually lived in that home was. You know, they let us literally move their entire house
Their
out
entire house got moved.
so we could film in it.
Wow.
And they came by and we had tea together on the back porch. But I remember standing there, walking around, and the words are so spot on. And it was, again, this moment, this sort of reflection that felt so right for Brooke and that felt so personal for me, of really thinking about the journey of the whole last decade. And what I didn't expect, I felt so excited, you know, we're coming up the path blindfolded. I was like, this is the moment. This is the moment. She gets her house back. I was like so ready for it. I forgot what the dialogue was. I remember the feeling, but hearing the words come out of my mouth talking about how I wished for this before I knew what this was. Like, I wished for this kind of a happiness. I wished for a home.
Yeah.
And it's so surreal to be, you know, 10, 12, however many years past it we are, and to go, oh, I've only recently learned that lesson. Like, Brooke Davis learned that lesson. She had that experience like so long before I did. And suddenly it feels personal to me too, to be like, yeah, I had no idea what was in store for me or what would actually make me happy until it happened. And then I went, whoa, I could not have predicted this. And I watched myself essentially talk about something that feels personal to me 15 years ago on screen. I'm telling you, I had like a very out of body experience with this entire episode. And I don't know, it's just so, not to be like, what we do is so important. It's like, we're not curing cancer, but there's something really magical about just watching humans figure out how to human and grow and love and risk. And I don't know. I loved it.
It's such a privilege to play a character for an extended period of time when you get to really watch and go and walk through these real life experiences, and especially to play characters that started out so young and we ended up in our late 20s, I guess, on the show, which is when so many new things start to happen. You know, there's obviously a massive transition in life between your 20s and your 30s. And it really is a privilege to get to carry a character for other people to be able to watch and relate to and connect with in the ways that you're talking about. And also for ourselves to look at where we've come.
Right?
It's just really beautiful and once a very unique experience.
It really is. And I think what I'm landing on, and thank you, you're actually helping me clarify my point. And maybe I think about it because we were all just, you know, so many of us were just in Paris together. We get to hear what these journeys have meant to the fans.
Yeah.
And this was such a surreal moment because I was like, oh my God, I'm having an experience fans have told me and all of us about our characters. And I'm having it with our show, with my character. Like, what is happening? It's so cool. And I'm going to cry. I'm really, really happy we've done this together, you guys. Yeah. Our show was obviously such a gift, but like taking it back and getting to do this with you guys is, I just cherish this so much.
Same, friend.
Me too.
I love you guys. Oh, I am just a mess today.
It is a lot.
It's again though. It's like legacy.
Yeah.
You know, that like
generations and legacy.
Yeah. You know, we talked about this like at the convention. Like it's so cool that we got to make this show. Like this version of the show couldn't have been made without us, but the legacy of the show would not be possible without the fans. You know, so the fact that like we got to have this opportunity, we get to do conventions and we get to hear about what it meant to people. Like that legacy is only possible because of the fans, but like everyone wins.
Yeah. Also, isn't it funny to be that young and acting out things that were written by people older than us who have experienced things that we had not yet experienced. And now we're watching these things and we're old enough. We're as old now as some of the writers that were writing this material for the young verse. It's all so mixed crazy. Up and meta. But I really felt that when we were all in the club and singing along with Gavin with I Don't Want to Be, which was that was really fun to bring in this thing that was outside the show. And now it's in. I kept thinking of how funny it was that something that's not a part of the inside of our Tree Hill world. You know, when a world is created, a story world is created, that's what, you know, none of the characters on, I'm going to use Game of Thrones again, but like in none of those scenes in none of those scenes were there ever people playing instruments in like the court, and they were never going na 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 na, you know, like that just didn't happen. So the fact that we got to bring that in and then all of us were singing along, that touched me too. That felt great.
And to both of your points are connected here, that Gavin dropped his voice out. And all of us and all of our extras who were, by then, some of them had been on set with us for 10 years, who were also fans of our show, who were also parts of our crew family. We all got to sing together.
In our crew, everybody.
It's so crazy.
I know. That day was really
so crazy.
Really special.
So cool.
How great was it getting to see Nathan being such a good dad to Jamie on the river court scene when, you know, because we've spent so much time around basketball watching Nathan having a really crap dad.
Yeah.
And it was like watching him break a generational cycle in real time when he's like, cool, bud. Hey, man, if you like this, do it. And if you don't know anybody, anything.
Yeah. That's the biggest arc of the whole show, I realized watching in this episode. We talked last time about how important Dan was to One Tree Hill and how it wouldn't have existed and why we needed his character. But I realized watching this, it was Nathan's redemption story, like his arc, or maybe not redemption is not the right word, but like transformation arc and the breaking the generational habits.
Yes.
That arc, what other show starts with the villain, the kid that like he was the villain of the show, Nathan Scott. Dan was also the villain, but like, Nathan was
the worst.
Nathan was the worst. What other show can you think of where the kid that starts out or the person that starts out as like hated and the villain ends up being like the main character star of the entire thing?
The hero
of the whole thing.
And Dexter. No, I'm just kidding. I've never seen it. I haven't seen
Love Dexter. One of the things that I loved too, to your point about breaking this curse, is you watch Nathan break a curse with Jamie, and it does revolve around legacy. And you watch Haley passing down one of the best parts of our legacy, of our youth. You know, they're having their sports moment. And Jamie's learning he doesn't have to beat himself up over it. And then you're passing on the Wishington.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last scene I shot of the whole show.
Aww.
It was beautiful. Just being up there watching, you know, seeing looking out over the whole city.
Yeah.
And being up there with our crew and with Jackson.
Were you actually on top of Karen's Cafe?
No, it's a parking lot that is.
Oh, that's right. It's down the street.
It is downtown, but it's down the street.
Yeah.
But it's a spot that we've been to from the pilot. I think it was the spot that we saw.
Yeah. Because you guys did mini golf up there. And then when Karen's was Close Over Bros, we did Alex's photo shoot up there.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we would go and shoot all sorts of things up there.
Water balloons.
And
all
stuff.
kinds of stuff.
Speaking of water, Joy, how cold was the pumped in rainwater for your notebook backyard dance kiss session?
Nice transition, Rob.
Oof.
That was pretty cold, as I recall.
It was November.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a rough time of year to be outside getting wet in Wilmington.
Dude, you guys sold it. It was fun and beautiful, but also I can't ever watch anything like without thinking of what it was actually like, knowing. And I was like, these guys were going through it. Because I know you were getting notes like, have more fun with the dancing. And you're just
be
like,
more playful.
I'm dying of hypothermia right now. You have fun.
It was so fun. Actually, if you give me 60 seconds, I have a little surprise. Hold on.
Okay.
See, this is why you gotta watch on the YouTubes. For Sophia's cool haircut and whatever Joy is about to bring back from the closet.
You're very sweet to tell me I look cool today. All I've been doing is crying into my sweatshirt sleeves. So
it's a good look, lady. Stick with it. What do you think Joy's gonna bring back?
I don't know.
Do you think it's gonna be the outfit from that day?
Oh my gosh, I wonder if it's the Cracker Jack bracelet. Because that's a runner. That's from really early in the show.
It's the outfit.
Oh my God, Joy, it's the dress.
I guessed
it's the dress.
Get out of town.
I have the dress
Rob
and the
was
locket.
right. Stop. Oh my God, cute.
That was a Beyonce speed wardrobe change, Joy. Hair
I'm
still
a theater
Farrah
kid. Don't mess
Fawcett
with me, man.
perfect. Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is it. It's got the little stringies hanging out the.
Oh my
I found it.
goodness.
This is the dress.
Oh my
And it was
Incredible.
soaking wet, and I'm so glad I kept it and brought it home.
Oh, I'm so glad you did too.
And do I have anything in this locket? I feel like no, I meant to put something in, but yeah, I have it still. And I don't think I've actually worn it since that day.
That day until today.
Yeah, this was the dress. So it's wool and it's kind of itchy. I'm allergic to wool, but they were like,
So we have an EpiPen for this bit you're doing right
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm okay. It's old enough now. I feel like it's been washed. No, it's still a little itchy, but it's okay. They said, I was trying to find something else, and they said, look, it's November and it's going to be water, and you know what that's like here. So you're probably better off in something that's going to be like a thick fabric. So this is what we picked. Yeah, I think in a weird way it kept me warm, because when wool gets wet, it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't do the same thing as cotton. So it kind of still insulated me.
Wow. What a great saver.
It was a great scene. That was so fun. Such a fun time with James. Sentimental, knowing that it was the last time we were going to have like a big Nathan and Haley romantic moment, which we'd been having with each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
And even though there was nothing ever romantic between the two of us off camera, there's still like, when you know that you're not going to be spending that kind of intimate time with someone anymore, it's just it's a friendship. It's like there's just something that you know is going to change. And yeah, it was really sweet.
I have to say, weird as it may sound, I think I felt that because for some reason, like, listen, we've all seen each other kiss on camera so many times that it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I watched that kiss and I was like, this is a passionate kiss. I watched the way you were holding his head and the way your guys' body language. And I was like, ooh, I got a little hot under the collar.
It's funny. It's almost like a brotherly, like, which obviously I wouldn't kiss my brother that way, but like, because there's a friendship, it's like, it's almost like the kissing is not romantic and it was care. It was just care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it read as crazy, sexy, cool, but I'm glad it was platonic caring.
Yeah. But I think there's something to your point about that. You know, it's real intimacy is so much more than just about like sexual chemistry. And you guys spent 10 years building this love story between Nathan and Haley. And there's something so bittersweet when you know it's about to be over. You know, every year we didn't know if we were coming back, but this time we finally knew we weren't. And I felt, to Rob's point, like watching that kiss between you two, I was like, oh my God, I can feel this is going to be the last time, and we want it to look the best it's ever looked. Like I could feel it in there. And maybe it's because I know you both so well, but I was like, oh my God, there was like an extra little squeeze or something to it that was so sweet to watch.
I mean, that was in my heart. I can't speak for James, but I definitely felt that.
Can I tell you a very small but cool win that we almost breezed over. At the very end, first of all, I know I've said it, but I love that Baker Man's across the street from Karen's.
Yes.
Perfect. Loved it. I really liked when we see Haley and Nathan lock up and leave Karen's. And as they come out, Brooke and Julian are leaving Baker Man. And Julian, in his just infinite likability and quirkiness, goes, caw-caw! And Nathan goes, no one does that, Julian. Which is how their dynamic has been for so long. And in this case, though, Julian gets the win because he goes, actually, we do it every week on the show. And Nathan goes, oh, caw-caw! And I was like, this is the comeuppance Julian deserves, man.
Absolutely.
And what I love about it, too, you know, the initial clues that this is a jump ahead, frankly, are just that they put extensions in all of our hair.
That's what I was going to say. The hair extensions.
You and I both had such long hair to signify time. And it's such a gorgeous way to do exposition. Like, the show is on the air. It is successful. Yeah. Everyone is happy. And then you realize, oh, Jamie's in high school now. You know, we might be 6 years into the show, just like we were 9 years into ours. And it was just it was so sweet. It was so special. And then to cut over, you know, even when we're in the montage of the end, you know, it's pep rally night. It's a big moment. And to cut over and see one of my kids with Lydia.
Yes. And Logan.
Yes, we see Logan.
Updated Logan.
But was it clear to you that was Logan? Because I remember.
Yeah, it was for me.
Okay. Because obviously Quinn and I make a face and like smile at him.
Yeah.
But it just happened so quickly. Okay. All right. I just kind of went like, is that clear that's who that is?
Yeah, because he had the same kind of sharp features, like facial features that were very, I say sharp, but like, clearly defined, I guess. Similar facial features,
I actually, what was that tracked for me, what was funny to me, and I liked cutting away, you know, to one of the Baker boys and Lydia, because it gave me almost like a flashback to Lucas and Haley.
Yeah.
What almost didn't track for me, Rob, about the kids is I was like, well, where's my other kid?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I have two.
Yeah.
And there's only one of them. And so which one is it? Like, that was funny to me that I was like, oh, I guess only one of Brooke and Julian's children has come to this game.
He's getting a hot dog.
Whatever.
Honestly, I was so confused. I didn't realize that was Lydia at all. And so I see a boy and a girl and I'm like, I could have sworn she had two boys.
That was my first thought.
I'm confused. Did we miss an obvious thing? Lydia, though, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I loved in that scene the reveal that Millie's pregnant. And then I had this moment of going, oh my gosh. You know, it would have been so much better for these two. They should have started off the season with the pregnancy news with Millie.
Yes.
And then let Mouth be so stressed about it.
Yes.
That he's eating. And then it's like, as she's getting bigger, he's getting bigger. And then it can become about like, hey, dude.
It would have been so cute.
We have a kid. You need to rein it in. You know, like you have to take care of yourself. And I was like, oh, it came like 9 episodes too late.
Yeah.
But still nice to see them have that.
I loved it. And what I really loved about that scene was, again, the song. We finally got the U2 song, One Tree Hill.
Finally.
That was pretty cool.
It was really special. Also, it made me giggle. I mean, I must assume that in the beginning, they said, oh, no, the show's definitely not named after that song, because they didn't want to get into a royalties fight or like licensing.
Is that true?
I mean, definitely. That was the running thing forever. It was like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's a total coincidence.
Oh, because I was told straight away it was named after the song. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But the public line was, you know, and I'm sure it was a legal thing. So I loved that finally we were like, yeah, obviously the show's named after this incredible song and we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he said they named it after the tree at the top of the hill on Warner Brothers Studios lot. That's what they said.
I was like, yeah, okay. Sure. Every single episode of our show is named after a song, but the title of the show, that's the title of a song. They're just totally unrelated. It's so silly.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
But it was awesome to hear that sync come in. when the lights are going and everyone's in the stands. Oh, it was just really, really special.
All the music in this episode is the reason it wasn't a 14 episode season. They're like, you can have your songs and lose an entire episode or no. And they were like, great, 14's overrated. Let's do 13 and have the good tracks.
Right.
Just give us the money for the music.
That's right.
Well, gang, it was a ride.
It was a ride.
It was a beautiful ending scene in the cafe with all of us there. I loved all that great sort of pan across and all of everybody having their little moments that tied in directly to everything that was going on. And we even brought Lucas back a little bit with the Julius Caesar, tying back in from the pilot. There was, as you said, Rob, there was no fat in the episode. Everything was connected. Except for the twins, I really feel like that could have lifted out, but it's all right. I have a chip on my shoulder about it. But otherwise, everything was so beautiful. It was such a beautifully done, series finale.
And I do just want to say, we don't see it in the episode, obviously, but one of the most special memories that I have is, the very last day of filming, the very last scene. We were on Julian's set and we did that scene in the hallway, the high school lockers. And when we wrapped, when we literally ended our show, hats off, I believe it was Greg Prange who made this decision, who said, let's leave the cameras rolling. And they had every single person on set that day and every single member of the crew. Everyone came in from the office and everyone walked through the hallway. Yeah. And we have it on film.
Oh, is that in the? Oh, I wonder if that's in the thing that you're talking about, Rob.
I didn't watch the last 20 minutes of it, so maybe
it might be.
I hope it is.
It was this gorgeous processional, back through the past and into our future.
That makes me emotional just thinking about. I really want to see that.
It was really special. It was a really, really special day, and we obviously have so much to celebrate and so much love to be grateful for. And I just want to extend so much gratitude to our whole crew because, they were always the people who were unseen in these episodes, but we couldn't have done it without them. And I will always cherish getting to do that walk with every single person who helped make our show real.
It's amazing.
So cool.
Can I give an honorable mention?
Is it to our hair extensions?
It's that's the second honorable mention. No, I just wanted to say that it's an honorable mention for you two. This has been so much fun for me. I think like you all, this was a show I had initially after leaving, I had no interest in revisiting, and then has come to bear all of these fruits I wasn't expecting. And the best and biggest fruit being the friendships that I now have with a lot of you. And doing this podcast, I love the two of you. You're so great. And the fact that I now have a built-in reason to into my calendar every week to get to see your faces and talk to you and staying current in each other's lives has been such a cool gift and a byproduct of this. So thank you for having me on. It has been a treat.
We love you, Rob.
We love you.
It's been such a beautiful experience with you as well. I love getting to know you more and more. And I'm so grateful that it's just not over. We'll keep showing up at these conventions for as long as they'll have us. We'll keep, I will. I don't know about you, but I hope I get to see you there. And hopefully we'll have more reasons to jump on Zooms and things and keep talking about this and keep new things happening.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love you. At least we've got our live episode.
Well, great. Yeah. That makes me feel better because I don't know how to end this episode. So I'll just say see you for the next one and then we don't have to.
That's right.
Let's end it just like the Tree Hill series finale where we're not saying goodbye. We're just saying I'll see you soon.
Yeah. See you next week.
Soon. Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at DramaQueensOTH.
Or email us at dramaqueens@iHeartRadio.com.
See you next time. We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fast fashion, but you're tough, girl. You could sit with us, girl.
Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens. Drama, drama queens, drama queens.